Now what will it be? Death or exile?
Hi guys, welcome to another Film Exiles movie review. And today I will be reviewing Six Underground in spoiler-free fashion. Six Underground is a new Michael Bay movie from Netflix. Michael Bay is one of the greatest living directors. He's an auteur with a signature style that's all his own. That's why Netflix took this risk, bankrolling a film that no other studio would bankroll. We're talking about $150 million for a film that isn't a sequel, isn't a reboot, isn't a superhero movie. It's an original action blockbuster. I mean, its only draw is that it stars Ryan Reynolds. And Six Underground is definitely a very Michael Bay movie. If you like what Michael Bay does, if you like product placement, this film had like Chopard jewels and Chopard wristwatches. It even had like a spaghetti brand, for ad placement. It had Captain Morgan spiced rum. And if you've seen the trailers and you've seen the vehicles, it has Alfa Romeo. And of course it has explosions. It has Michael Bay's typical like lens flare and light glare. And it has explosions. The action is done with as much practical effects as possible in an age where almost everything is done digitally, and it has explosions. It has beautiful women in bikinis, hot girls in amazing dresses. It also has explosions. It has lewd, crude, juvenile humor. And did I mention that it has explosions as well? So it's definitely a Michael Bay movie, and if you like Bayhem, if you like Bayisms, you'll have fun with this movie. The synopsis is that a tech billionaire, played by Ryan Reynolds, recruits a team of specialists. They are nameless and only numbered 1 through 7, making the Six Underground squad. Ryan Reynolds is number 1. He is, the tech billionaire, like the tech guy and the leader. Melanie Laurent is number 2. She is a ex-CIA operative. She is a spy. Manuel Garcia Rolfo is number 3. He is an ex-assassin, hitman / demolitions expert. Ben Hardy is number 4. He is an infiltrator / parkour specialist. Then we have Adria Arjona. She is number 5. She's a medic / doctor. Dave Franco is number 6. His specialism is driving. We have Corey Hawkins, who is number 7. He is a military guy. He's a sniper. And so the concept is that they all fake their deaths. And in letting go of their past, they're more able to affect the future. And it's all about geopolitical special ops. They make all these, special ops moves that the American government can't make because of bureaucratic red tape and politics. And, the cast is really good. It's a good ensemble. They have really good chemistry. Ryan Reynolds being typical Ryan Reynolds. But it works within the context of this film, being an action blockbuster with a lot of humor and a lot of banter as well. 2 and 3 have a romantic relationship. That's Melanie Laurent and Manuel Garcia Rolfo. And 3 is like a bull in a china shop, is, this, passionate Spanish guy. While Melanie Laurent, she's French, she's more reserved, she's a spy, so she's cold and calculating. And that contrast in their personalities makes for really good chemistry in their romantic relationship. Ben Hardy is the youngest of the cast, and he's really exuberant, like he's a millennial, so he's jumping headfirst into trouble, and sometimes they have to save him, and it makes for good, comedic banter at times. And Dave Franco is an amazing driver. The movie starts off with a 20-minute car chase scene in the streets of Florence, and wow, it's some of the best stuff I have ever seen. Corey Hawkins is really good in this movie. He really, really, really impressed me. In terms of acting, he did the best job. He plays the straight man to Ryan Reynolds, fast-talking, comedic character. He's a military type, strong and silent, and as said, he is a sniper. Adria Arjona had the least to do because she didn't have any special relationship with anyone else in the cast. And I wish that they had written more for her to do because she's a good actress / actor, and she just seemed to get left behind a little bit. In terms of the technical aspects of the movie, for the music, Michael Bay used a lot of, big stadium music, rock music, anthem music. I would have preferred a score, in my opinion. The few moments where they used a musical score, I felt did a really good job. Although the stadium music, it pumps you up and it amps you up, I always feel like its effectiveness is dependent on whether you like that particular song or not. And it was up and down for me. So if you like that type of music, you will like the score. It will really amp you up and it will deliver the emotion that it's meant to. But if you don't like the particular music, then it's not going to be effective. I personally would have preferred a score. The cinematography, it's a very well shot movie. I mean, we're talking about Michael Bay. He's been doing this for a long time, since the 90s, and he does it at like the highest level. Michael Bay is a master at shooting big practical action set pieces with, impeccable, crazy, incredible camera movement, editing, framing, beautiful color grading. However, the smaller hand-to-hand combat stuff, not so much. That's not his specialty. But the good part of it is that that's not much in this film. The hand-to-hand combat stuff, the intimate, stuff, fights and stuff like that are really like herky-jerky, shaky cam stuff, and it's like quite annoying. But it's not enough to, downgrade the film for me. The big practical action set piece stuff is a lot. It's bombastic and it's spectacular. Talking about the story is decent. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just a standard story. The Sixth Underground squad, they want to topple like a really bad dictator, and it plays out exactly how you think it would, by the numbers. No crazy twists, no crazy turns. However, when the movie starts, in terms of the storytelling, there's a little bit of an issue. The setup is done out of order. As I alluded to, it starts with a massive, epic 20-minute car chase scene, which is set in the present. Within this car chase scene, it's interspersed at points with introductions to the characters. So it goes into the past to tell these introductions. Then, after the car chase scene, we have some more introductions to more of the Sixth Underground squad going back into the past, before it comes back to the present and settles in a groove and coasts to the finish line. This intro is quite clumsy and it lacks grace, but after that is out of the way, things get good and the going, gets good from there. Overall, the story is not an intelligent story. There's no twists and turns. There's nothing really clever, subversive, going on. And that's quite a disappointment because modern action blockbusters tend to be quite intelligent. Think of Nolan movies like, Inception or his Batman movies. Think of the new Bond movies, Skyfall, Casino Royale. Think of Mission Impossible Fallout. Sixth Underground isn't like that. Sixth Underground is more like your 90s action movies where the story is straightforward, but the action is quite good and bombastic and really, really, really well done. And it harkens back to a time in which stunts were done with practical effects. Explosions were done with practical effects. Car flips, car chases, gunfights, practical effects. And the movie benefits from that greatly. It's more like, your Fast and Furious kind of movies or Marvel movies where the plot is just basic and just relies on humor and action. But, saying all that, it's Michael Bay. You're getting like some of the best action and his, signature humor. If you like that, if you don't, he's peerless at his stuff and it's quite enjoyable. Overall, the movie's a mixed bag. It started out dodgy, with the storytelling in the beginning being quite herky jerky and not really smooth and grateful. I was scared that it was actually going to be a bad movie, but once it found its groove, it coasted to the finish line. As I said, overall, I really enjoyed the movie, and so I'll be giving it a 7 out of 10. And an Easter egg is that the last line of the movie is a silent nod to Zack Snyder's upcoming Netflix movie called Army of the Dead. It's a zombie casino heist film, and the last line in 6 Underground says something about, knocking off a casino. So there you have it, my review for 6 Underground. It's a movie that was high up on my most anticipated movies of the year. I can't say it lived up to my extremely high levels of anticipation, and that's because the script, wasn't intelligent. I wish that someone had written a better script for Michael Bay to work with, and that he could have, shot this incredible action-packed thrill ride, blockbuster using that. It's pretty much straightforward, but the action is absolutely incredible. So, thanks for listening to this review. Like, subscribe to the channel, support our little collective. Tune into our weekly podcast, the ENN podcast, and we will see you soon. And until next time, stay exiled.